Mic check.
You're go. You're good.
The mic go out. We want you to hear.
We're going to hear because of Shorty. Shut him down. So anyway, thank you guys for coming out tonight. This is West Wednesday, week 565. It's a very special day today, and a sad day because my brother, my oldest brother, he would have been 55 today. So it's weighing on my heart because he's not here to actually celebrate. So I can't even say happy heavenly birthday because I know that my brother's not happy. He has no accountability. You know, a father snatched away from his children, his family. It's just really sad. And then as I think about it, it's not just my brother because just yesterday, Michael Brown's son, Michael Brown Jr. birthday was yesterday, and it's just sad. And they have to go through not having their son there. You know, it's just sad the things that we go through, but I just want to thank each and every last one of you that came out tonight, that's tuning in on live. It really means a lot to me. So just wanted to say thank you. And we've been out here now for 3,955 days. And it's just something about that angel number, the
55.
555, because we had the 555 West Wednesday not too long ago, and then my brother would have been 55 today. So again, I just want to thank y'all. I'm just like said, I'm all choked up. I had to work today. I'm emotional. It's just a lot. And in case people don't know who my brother was or is or anything, my brother Tyrone was a man of God. He was a father. He was my best friend. He was a father figure even to me, helping me with my children, helping even raising me, like running boys away, all that good stuff. And just not to have him here is really heartbreaking. And I'm really sad because last week was my daughter prom, and I know that when it was 11 years ago with my oldest daughter, he was right there. He was so excited. So he did get to see my oldest daughter prom, but he would have loved to see his baby niece TT prom. And all that was snatched away by reckless, brutal killers. And it's just sad, and nobody's held accountable, even though we did a lot in the last past years by changing some laws and just keeping a light on my brother case, because we've been out here, that's a long time to be doing anything. But the fact that we're not going to stop until we get accountability, and it just don't stop at my brother. It's extended to Anthony Anderson. You know, it's extended to all the victims of police brutality and murder. And even I see my sister Queen right here. She lost her daughter as well as her father-in-law. You know, and it's just really sad. So sorry I'm scrambling, but it's a lot going on, and my heart is really, yeah, my heart is really heavy tonight. But again, just seeing you guys come out support, and even seeing the students from John Hopkins University that walked up there doing their own protest thing to walk over and march. Big shout out to them. Keep your foot on their necks. You know, it's just sad, like everything that's happening around the world is happening right here in our city, and it's sad and disgusting. And we are the real change. Nobody's gonna come save us. The only thing we can do is save ourselves, and that's through grace, integrity, love, and that's what we've been doing for the last past going on 11 years. It's been draining. It's been a lot, but I just want to thank you. I'm grateful, and again, you guys helped me go through the heartbreak. And it's just sad, like nobody family. We're out here because nobody family should have to fight anything this long. You know, it's just sad and disgusting, but we see how wicked this system is. It's a system that tried to divide us up, make us think about police brutalities over here, street violence, all that, when it's all tied into a capitalist system that don't care about any of us, that pays people overseas to murder and kill children and all that stuff, and then try to take away students' rights to speaking up and they're setting out camps and speaking up about what's going on about babies getting murdered and families getting murdered unnecessary. As American people support that. It's disgusting. And then again, they'll try to, just like I said, always try to split us up. But again, just remember, we all we got, like Boom said, and we all we need. You know, we are the people, and it's good. I'm looking at my brother Easy, like I didn't even know he was coming out here. That's my brother right there. You know, all of y'all. So I'm just glad that, you know, it's sad that we're here under these circumstances, but I'm real honored to have met each and every last one of you. I'm honored to meet my sister Dina. She brought me flowers, my sister Charlene, just all of y'all just coming right here. Hillary, all of y'all. Like, I love you guys. And Uncle Bill, just everything that y'all do, it I don't take it for granted. And I'm glad that we're giving each other flowers while we're here because life's too short. And just yesterday, I was on Facebook, and there's a guy that always joke about my cheesesteak, and everybody know I'm obsessed with cheesesteak and eating. Don't let the Lord size fool you, but he always joke about my food. And I went on Facebook, and literally, and his name is Benjamin Bird, and I'm praying for his family. Don't know what happened to him, but everybody's saying rest in peace. And I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. He was just joking about my cheesesteak. So I'm just telling y'all, don't take life for granted. Do not take life for granted. We can see each other right here, right now, at this very minute, and turn around, and then God forbid we hear something that some one of us is no longer here. So that's why I embrace each other with love, respect, because these are our memories. Don't get it twisted. These are all our memories, good, bad. But this is something. It's the book of life, and nobody's prepared for it. We never know what the book of life is going to bring us. But at the end of the day, as long as it brings us love, as long as we keep the light and the fight on, that's all we need. That's all we need to do. Like I said, but at the end of the day, everybody has an expiration date. We don't know when our time is, but we do know that right now in this moment, let's live for this moment. Let's love for this moment. Let's spread love. There's too much hate going on, and you don't get the opportunity to apologize to someone. You don't get the opportunity because it's not promised. So make it right now. Don't think, oh, I'm mad at somebody about some foolishness. I'll make it up later or forget him or her. You may never see them again in your life, and then you'll have to live with that pain or sorrow. So give people their flowers while they're here. Give them their love. Give them their respect, and just keep fighting this dirty system. So I'm gonna do a mic check. Open it up. If anybody want to say something, mic check.
Mic check!
And I see my sister Nicole. She's coming up. And she come up just real quick. I'm just thinking, like, I feel like my brother is gonna be forever 44 years old because he was just living his life. Just living his life. And all you get to see is 44 years. Like, that's disgusting. Mic check.
Mic check!
How everybody doing tonight?
All right.
I'm Nicole Heatherford. I am the mother of Ajay Haran. I am the daughter-in-law of Anthony Anderson. In 2012, I lost those two people back to back. My father-in-law was killed by the Baltimore City Police Department. They beat him to death. And then 2 weeks later, my daughter was set up by the Baltimore City Police, and she was also murdered. They took her downtown for questioning about a murder that she really didn't know anything about, and they rendered her as a snitch. And what do you do with a snitch? You get rid of it. My daughter was 16 years old. She never got the opportunity to do the things that she wanted to do in life. She wanted to be a singer. So I always try to keep her name alive and try to honor her in a way that I can. And my father-in-law, I never got the opportunity to meet him. But I'm here, and I'm going to constantly keep his name alive no matter what. Because as long as there's breath in my body, those two people will never die. But I did want to do something special for Tyrone tonight. I want to sing happy birthday to him, if that's okay with you. And if that's okay with everybody out here. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Tyrone. Happy birthday to you. Happy heavenly birthday, Tyrone. I know you're not here. You will always live on as long as Tawanda is alive. As long as I'm alive, We're going to keep our people's names alive. I just want to thank each and every one of you for coming out here, for sharing this event with Tawanda. She's going through so much. It's so hard on her. And it's so hard on all of us. Sometimes I don't even want to get out of the bed in the morning because I'm tired. I'm tired of fighting the fight that I feel like nobody is listening. You know, we all are cut from the same cloth if you really think about it. I bleed and breathe just like you guys do. And I be trying to make people realize, don't wait until it's at your front door to want to do something about it. Come out, support, help, fight alongside us now before it even happens to you. Because I'm telling you, this is not a sexy feeling. This is a family that I was put into that I didn't ask to be in. But at the end of the day, I'm glad that I'm here. And I'm going to continue to fight alongside my sister and all my other sisters and brothers out here as long as there's breath in my body. Tyrone, we love you. My child! Oh, I see my brother Easy coming to the mic.
Uh-oh.
Okay, come on, Easy.
What's up, y'all? I've been to a lot of West Wednesdays over the years. I usually don't come up and speak, but I wanted to say something that's on my heart. We love you, Tawana, and we see what you've been going through. When your family first started, I remember being at City Hall and watching the politicians and councilmen come over to you and try to get y'all to calm down and promise you that they was going to do something, and they did nothing. And what's on my heart right now is something that we all know, but I just want to make sure that it's said very loud and clear. These politicians are playing in our fucking face, man. They are playing in our face.
Yes, they are.
And they are not embarrassed about it. Marilyn Mosby went around the country getting people to support her. They're not about to give that lady no 40 years. She might do 20 weeks. But she held an innocent man, Keith Davis Jr., in jail for 7 years without the proper evidence. And there was nobody but his family and us standing up to support him. Just like we out here with Tawana right now. Just like y'all out here for protesting at Hopkins, and they're trying to stop y'all voices. But these are people that we voted in office. These are people that we pay taxes for their salary, and they are playing in our face, and they're not embarrassed about it. And it's not until we start embarrassing them and jeopardizing their money and their livelihood that something is going to happen. So I just want to encourage everybody out here. I want us to continue to show Tawana and Tyrone West family love, but stay active, man. Stay active, stay vigilant, and pay attention, because they do not care about you. They only care about their bottom line and their image. And we need to tarnish their image and ruin their bottom line and stop letting them play in our fucking face. Mic check.
So I see.
Two cop cars.
Yeah, I see you. After police. Anyway, I see my brother. Come on over. He was hiding with this mask on. I'm looking like, hold up. So I'm gonna let him introduce himself. Powerful book. Y'all better get that book. I'm telling y'all. It changed my life.
All right. Good evening, everybody. How y'all doing? Just want to say thank you to Tawana for just keeping up the fight for your brother. I mean, what love must it take to keep the fight moving and going forward for your dear brother so many years? And I just admire you. I admire you. I admire all of you. Yes. I admire all of you for keeping up the fight. Thank you all for supporting Tawana, supporting the West family, because I think as much as this is a protest, as much as this is a lamentation, as much as it is a rebuke of the police, it's also a manifestation of love. This is also a manifestation of how we love each other, how we support each other. And so thank you for being an example for all of us, that we should continue to love, we should continue to support each other, no matter what. So I finished my workout right over here, and I wanted to come by. I said I got to stop by and support. this ain't about me, but my name is Lawrence Brown. She told me I gotta say who I am, Lawrence Brown. Dr. Lawrence Brown. I wasn't gonna say it, but she's telling me to say it. Dr. Lawrence Brown. I wrote a little book called The Black Butterfly.
Yeah.
Look, I'm learning from you, sister. I'm learning from you. I'm learning from, well, you know, having a PhD shouldn't divorce us from our humanity. That's what we should be. That's what we should be holding on to first and foremost. Not a PhD, not a degree, but how we should be judged by how much we support each other, how much we're going to uplift one each other. So it's good to see all of you who were here today. I still mourn those that we've lost, but I also celebrate our tenacity. I celebrate our resilience, and I celebrate our love. So thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Reverend Doctor. Mic check. Anybody else want to say anything? Mic check.
Mic check! Mic check! I can't hear you.
Mic check!
That's what you do.
So let's start with a chant. Can't stop, won't stop, till killer cops are in cell blocks. Can't stop, won't stop, till killer cops are in cell blocks. Can't stop, won't stop, till killer cops are in cell blocks. So, first thing I want to point out, someone over here named Hillary, could you put your hand up? We have people here who probably haven't been to West Wednesday before, and every week she's the one that sends out an email saying if it's going to be live, and if so, where. It's not always here. Sometimes it's at the medical examiner's office because they lied about the cause of death. Sometimes it's the Northeast Precinct because those are the cops that killed Tyrone West. Sometimes it's down at City Hall. And sometimes it's a live stream. So if you want to be informed about how it's going to be every Monday or Tuesday, she puts out the email. Please see her before you leave, and you can get on the list. Secondly, I want to talk about Tyrone, whose birthday it is today. I never had the opportunity to meet him, but I kind of indirectly did. At Polytechnic High School, I was an advisor for a student club, and one of his cousins was a member of the club, and he and his musical partner, who did hip-hop, original work, went up to the amateur night at the Apollo, and it was one of the first hip-hop groups that did not get booed off the stage in the early days of hip-hop when it hadn't yet earned a lot of respect. They were outstanding. And so they were on the trip. Tyrone was on the trip. Tawana was on the trip. And in the years since then, I've heard so many stories about Tyrone from Tawana, so I feel like I know him. And I grieve, not as much as the family, of course, but I grieve with them on this horrible loss. He should be here today. Unarmed, and 17 cops stole his life. Every one of them should be in jail. The other thing I want to mention is that this is really an international struggle. As many of us know, in the West Bank of the Jordan River, the police and the fascist settlers are running amok more than ever before. They've killed, I think, I'm not sure the latest number, I think in arbitrary violence, they've killed about 200 Palestinians who live in the West Bank. Is the number higher? No, not in Gaza, in the West Bank. And the police either carry out, the police and the IOF, the Israeli Offensive Force, it's either the police or them or the fascist settler movement has killed all these people. And when it's the fascist settler movement, the police and the IOF look the other way. And nobody, as far as I understand, who's committed those acts of horrendous violence, nobody has been prosecuted. So it's very much like here. And we all know that in Gaza, it's even more horrible, much more horrible. For those who were young and didn't live during the apartheid period from South Africa, let me just say what that was, because it's very much the same in Israel and Palestine. Apartheid in South Africa up until 1994 was a system where racial groups were kept apart. People who were African, which was about 85% of the population, were forced to live on the worst land that could barely produce any food. And as a result, black children born in South Africa during apartheid, on the average, died at about, well, no, not on the average, 50% of those children died by the age of 5. Every black person had a passport. If you left the black community and were in an area that was white and you forgot to bring your passport, say you just ran to the store for a parrot, you forgot to bring your passport, they would lock you up and would not notify the family, sometimes for months. This was the apartheid system. General Motors made cars over there, IBM was over there. The U.S. capitalists were heavily involved in profiting from the low wages that were enforced during apartheid. And so the police brutality here is very, very similar, and we have to keep this struggle going until we defeat police brutality, racism, fascism, and capitalism in Palestine and Israel and the United States and in the whole world. Mic check!
And real quick before that was thank you. But real quick, because I know there's a lot of people out here that I've never even seen before, I just want to let you know exactly what happened to my brother. On July the 18th, 2013, my brother was an unarmed black man. And he had went to work that morning. And at the time, he used to catch the MTA or catch a cab to work. And I had just purchased a Mercedes Benz. It wasn't even 3 months old. And he was so excited because he couldn't believe that his little sister was letting him borrow her vehicle to go to work. So he felt like, oh my God, like he was so excited. And I just remember him. And every day with my brother was the most beautiful day in the world. So I just remember waking up that morning, him calling me as being a man on time, because he always told me that if you show up at your job on time, you're late. So I always said to me, and I'm always late because I'm late. Sorry about that. So anyway, speeding up. So that morning he came, got me. Well, that morning I went and got him. He woke me up, and I went and got him. He took me to take my children to drop them off at summer camp. And I teach in the summer as well, so he dropped me off at my school. And long story short, he picked me up at exactly 5:30. He was out there a whole half hour before time. Got in the car, and me and him decided to go to a local restaurant to get dinner. And I just remember him getting a call that changed our life forever. It was a young lady that he barely knew, and she needed a ride. She was stranded over in the Kentmore and Kelsway neighborhood, and she pretty much called him. He had just met her like a few weeks ago, and he said, "Sir, she think I'm a baller because I got your car. She don't know I work. I don't have no money." And he told her straight up. But anyway, she called him and said could he come drive her home. So he was like, "Sir, she cute. Can I go drive home?" I said, "Look, I don't care who you drive home. As long as you drive up to McDonald's and get your niece, you good. You can keep the car till tomorrow." So he's like, "Okay, cool." So that day turned to a nightmare. Literally around 7 o'clock, I started feeling real bad. I didn't know why. After we purchased our food, he dropped me off, and I'm feeling sick. Then literally at 7:18, when pain started rushing through my body and my neck, it felt like somebody put a beat down on me. I can't make this up. I thought I was having a medical emergency. I summoned for my children, like they're like going in rooms because I didn't want them to see because I didn't know what was going on. And literally the pain lasted maybe 10 or 15 minutes and it stopped. And at that moment, my whole life stopped because that moment changed my life forever. And I immediately was like, oh my God, something's wrong with my brother. I started calling my family. They thinking I'm crazy. I even called my ex, who was a police at the time, currently still is, but I called him and I said, hey, I said, God is telling me to call you. Did you just get a signal 13? He's like, yeah, about 15 minutes ago. I said, oh my God, that's my brother. And his remarks was, oh my God, you're crazy. That has nothing to do with your brother. That means the officer's down. I said, I don't care what it means. Please go check that call out because you know my brother, you know my call, he's missing. He never got, he didn't believe me. And long story short, I saw it on the news. I saw 7 witnesses on the news saying how they beat my brother worse than Rodney King, how they beat him from one side of the street to the other, how he was pulled out by his dreadlocks just for saying What do you want me over for? And keep in mind, the first two killer cops were Reeves and Chapman. 24 hours before, there was a guy named Darrell Hurst, 2 blocks over. Thank God he had somebody in the car that pretty much put it on Facebook Live. That's the video we show you guys every week, and that saved his life. 2 weeks prior, there was Abdul Salam, the same two killer cops, keep showing up at the scene. So they had 5 people leading up to my brother getting murdered, and probably more than that. That's only 5 that we knew about. And then to find out, literally, and I think it was 2022, that they had the ACLU put out a report and said that they had over 36 complaints. And then keep in mind, Louise was a part of the gun trace task force, the corrupt gun trace task force. And I remember that day, or like literally, my whole world changed once I found out that my brother was murdered. The medical examiner's office hid my brother's body for 5 long days. We couldn't get it, even though his daughter, his beautiful daughter, paid for everything. Cold cash, the funeral, everything. They wouldn't even let the funeral home come get my brother's body, so we knew something was up. They played a lot of games. It took them 154 days to give us a partial autopsy report that said my brother died from a heart attack and dehydration. Like, are you kidding me? Like, are you kidding me? One unarmed man, pepper spray, tased in his neck 3 to 4 times. And it was to the point, the only reason why the police showed up on Kentmore and Carrollsway was because Chapman had sprayed so much of chemicals in my brother's eyes, the backlash got in his, and that's the only reason why the paramedics showed up. They didn't care about my dying brother, who was on the ground swarming like a fish out of water, as the witnesses said. It was disgusting and horrible, and I hope I didn't traumatize or hurt anyone, but I just wanted to let you know that. And then witnesses videoed it, everything. To this day, no videos. The next day when we went up there to give out our attorney costs, because immediately we seeked an attorney, because I wanted criminal charges. Didn't want a civil case. I wanted criminal charges. Criminal, not civil, criminal. But we were forced down the road to do a lawsuit because at the time Greg Bernstein decided not to do anything. So I wanted to get all the information from the findings, and that way I can pursue my criminal charges. But they try to gag me. They try to say, oh, take this hush money and just go away. You know, don't say the killer's name. And I told them, take that money and stick it where the sun don't shine. Take my damn name off of it. I remember Easy came interviewed me for Real News the same damn day. And then I told them about, they offered a family that a dog got murdered. $1.5 million, an animal, got gunned down, murdered. And we love our pets. But come on, a human life, they offer my brother, children, and my family $1 million. First of all, none of the money, all the money in the world can never bring back our loved ones. So it's not about the income, it's about the outcome. But I made sure the outcome was real because I took my damn name off of it. And I'm fighting. And we got the gag order passed and all that. And then I even took it a step further, went my own pocketbook, got out $50,000 when the medical examiner came out with that foolishness that he died from a bad heart and dehydration. I had to make that bad decision, talk it over with my family, like, no, we got to get my brother's body examined. Tyrone West will have the last word on what happened. And again, 2 different pathologists deemed that my brother was murdered from a positional asphyxia, and he pretty much he died. He was murdered. You know, and it's just saying, and then with all the findings, and then even with the recent foolishness of David Fowler being fouled, we still playing the dog and pony show. Meanwhile, my brother's laying down in the grave when he should be up here celebrating. So this is the foolishness that we go through. With all my car tires being slashed, different vehicles, me getting threats, they calling talking about hanging me, lynching me from trees, all that. I'm still out here. Even when I tried to go protest with Hopkins students, when they did the setting, they threatened me. Ronald whatever his name is, Ron Daniels, the clown. Yeah, Ronnie D, that's what it is, Ronnie D, yeah. Thank you, sir, that's what I'm calling him, Ronnie D. Ronnie D, we had everybody, all the different coalitions coming to support, you know, the Hopkins students. And he called my lawyer and said, tell Miss Jones if she show up, something's going to happen to her. And I'm like, what? Are you kidding? Little old me, that made me hot. I'm like, not only am I going to go up there on time, I'm going to go before time. And I went there. And then it's sad because he had somebody racist sitting at my car that threatened me, that punched 3 female else that I was with. It was crazy. And thank God I had an off-duty police officer in support of West Wednesday that knew that these were lies, and he was able to tell the truth, and they believed him. Because I just thank God for Pastor Steve Turner. May he rest in peace. He's no longer here. But he was one of the ones out there to give the report, because they try to turn it and say we were hostile. We tried to attack this man with his son. Lies. But thank God, like the truth always come out. So I said all I have to say, through the hell and nightmare that we done been through and still going through, even when we showed up at worthless Worley meetings, they cut my tires again, and they cut Ben, the guy who hosts West Wednesday. They cut our tires at the same time to send a message. They do it every day. Every other day, I'm coming out scratches on my car, but that's not going to stop me. We can't stop. We won't stop till killer cops are in cell blocks. Mic check.
Mic check.
I'm not gonna hold you long because there's a whole lot of people out here, and I know we got something to say here. But I'm gonna tell you this. First of all, Tawanda, the Queen Warrior Queen. This is the real warrior queen. Let's not get it twisted. And she's been fighting every Wednesday, showing up. Now, it's interesting that over the past several weeks, and particularly the past several days, we've seen, I've seen, and Easy can attest to, because he's seen some of that too. And you spoke to how we got politicians, we have prominent people coming up and support Marilyn Mosby, and it's this innocent tour of sorts. And I was like, bullshit. What? How, Sway? It burned me up, because you got to put the personality aside and think about what we're actually doing, that we're caping for a state's attorney whose job is to send someone to jail. And that's the thing. And she didn't have integrity, point blank. But now it's like it's getting to a point where it's gotten ridiculous, and it's tapping down this sort of thing where, like, you have Tawanda still fighting, you have other victims like Nicole, she's talking, same thing. It's just, these are the people that you can see. There's far more people in Baltimore impacted by her policies, even Ivan Bates' policies, and even previous state's attorney's policies, that they can't even speak on it because of the trauma. And the fact that we are living in a time where everybody's connected to one another in some sort of way, that it makes it difficult to really band up and check people like they're supposed to. So when I started seeing all these prominent folks coming out and standing up for her, and I said, well, what about Tawanda? What about her?
Where are you at, right?
And she explained everything that she said that happened to her. We can attest to it. Even in 2019, when the Hopkins had to sit in, all of this stuff, I've seen it. So, Ronnie D can kiss my ass. He can kiss everybody's ass. I'm going to tear up this mic. Deservingly so. So my thing is that we do not stay silent or be pushed into being silent. Because tomorrow, Marilyn Mosby going to have her supporters. And there's going to be a whole lot of folks, even poverty pimps, trauma pimps, doing all of the things just to show up and show some sort of support. But when all of that goes away, whatever she gets, she gets. But next Wednesday, she's still going to be out here. And she's going to tell the story. And she needs everybody's support. I'm stepping up my game. We have to, because every time they're always throwing out something where, what we did yesterday, that was cool. But then there's always something new that kind of put us in a position where we had to elevate our activism and advocacy. Anything that you're doing right now, you got to do it 3 times above what you're doing, just to make them know that we are serious about this. Not only serious, but we're going to mess up some stuff. If we got to burn some stuff down, then we got to burn some stuff down, just so we can build it back up. I know that scares people when we say stuff like that. But what's happening right now, it's like people are being harmed. And we can't keep allowing that just because we want to be a part of a clique, or we want to be a part of a group, or we think somebody's going to give us something. power couple went down. The Mosbys, they went down.
Yep.
And that's because of the work that's done behind the scenes to stay on their butts.
Yep.
And let the people know what they've been doing. So on that note, I say this, Johns Hopkins students, keep the fight going. We are calling for a ceasefire. And stay on it until they get it done. Mic check.
Mic check.
And I'm holding this up because my brother was an inspiring artist. All we ever wanted to see as a family was him to do his artwork. He drew a beautiful picture of my grandmother. And at the time he was dating this young lady. He drew a picture of herself. And like the pastor of the church, Rihanna, Jay-Z, Obama, like the list goes on. Like it just said, they took all this talent, pure raw talent, away for no reason. And I'm going to say it again. I've never been anti-police. It's a difference. I'm anti-police brutality. That's what I'm against. Somebody abusing their badge and going too far. And if you stand there and you watch somebody get abused, that means you are an abuser too. Mic check.
Mic check. I'm going to say this. Racism don't work without black cooperation. All right? But we're not going to end it without white participation. So we need you white people, the ones that's lighter than me, to stand up and fight this fight with us. You feel me? And I ain't got no cut cards. All right? Everybody tell you I don't got no cut cards. I don't get nobody no pass. So we dead serious about this. All right? And I don't get on the mic very much.
Mic check.
Mic check. So, yes, my queen. How you doing?
Stand over this way, please.
Okay. Hi, my name is Rilo. I'm going to be quick. Since there's people here showing up for Palestine, I just want to remind everybody that Ivan Bates, who is one of the people responsible for Tyrone's death, also encourages a program that we call the Deadly Exchange Program, where the IOF train with the Baltimore Police Department. And so there is no fight for Palestine without a fight against the Baltimore Police Department, because these killer cops are training with the IOF. They learned how to colonize and how to use apartheid and how to use genocide from America and American cops. And so I just want to remind everybody that the fight against police brutality here is the fight against fascism everywhere.
Wow.
So reminder about Ivan Bates, just calling him out by name once again. And lastly, just remember that, they're going to continue to criminalize. They've been doing it for a very long time. If anybody's seen any news about Haiti lately, I just want to set the record straight that when you see the word gangs, a lot of times you can't trust that language. So just be careful with what you're consuming about the genocides that are going on across the world, especially to other marginalized groups that aren't in the spotlight as much. So just a reminder about that, and let's get these killer cops in cell blocks. Mic check.
Mic check.
Would anyone that was originally here for the rally about Gaza like to come up and say a few words?
Yeah, please stay over that way. I don't want my ear blown up.
My name is Afton. I've had a couple of deadly experiences with the police before. There's also a poem I was going to read. But I was in 7th grade. I didn't like going to school very much. And the thing about not going to school very much when you're in 7th grade, it gets your parents in trouble. I didn't like my teachers. They sucked. Neurodivergent. They treated me like crap. And so police came a lot. There was this one dude, I don't know what his problem was, ran up to my room. I'm a smelly, depressed kid who didn't shower enough. Okay, I'm crisscross applesauce in my bed, and he's just yelling so much. Like, the spit is like getting on my face. His hand is on his holster like the whole time. And I'm like, what, 12? And I have to calm this man down, telling him, oh, I understand you're upset. It was so weird. I wasn't there in that moment. I really wasn't. And I had to calm him down until he was relaxed. He was just some 5'10" white guy, and I don't know what my mom might have told him. I don't know why he came into my house like that. I don't know why she never came to my room.
Oh,
And then he just left, and life was supposed to move on. My brother, he was killed in some drug deal, and he went to the cops a lot because he got in trouble a lot. He was in the wrong crowd, and he would try to take charges for them, and they would just hold him for like hours, no water, questioning him. And when he died, it was a weird day, and yeah, they're not really on our side, the cops. There was this poem I was going to read that talks about the struggles of trying to exist in a dystopian world. I didn't make it. I found it on TikTok. It's called "There's Laundry to Do and a Genocide to Stop." There's laundry to do and a genocide to stop. I have to eat better and also avoid a plague. My rent went up $150. I'll need to pick up more shifts. 20 people died in Rafah this morning, and every major news outlet is stretching the limits of passive voice to suggest whole families may have leaped through the air in missiles that otherwise had the right of way. I just got notification that my student loan payments are starting up again and my phone isn't charged. My cousin got COVID for a fourth time and can no longer work or walk or even feed himself. The person across from me on the L train seems to fashion themselves a punk rock revolutionary, but they're not wearing the face mask. And that's the kind of cognitive dissonance that makes me want to steal batteries. Fascists keep winning primaries for both parties, and I think I gained a few pounds. The CDC just announced there are no more speed limits on highways, and I think this Ativan is finally hitting. The NYPD farmers market only sells bad apples. Have you heard that one? Listen, it's warm today. Too warm for March. But I don't have time to think through the implications because there's laundry to do and a genocide to stop. The point is, this shit gets exhausting. This shit can affect you on so many different levels, from simply listening to the stories to having to be a story in and of itself. But we're not stories, we're not rhetorics, we're not numbers. We're people, we're here, we're doing what we can. You are an amazingly strong woman. I completely admire you. You don't deserve what happened to your brother, and what you're doing out here today. Believe me when I say it's more than what people could even think they could do, because they're so held down by what they feel like won't ever change. You are making change. You are changing so many things. You're a beautiful soul. I just want you to know that. A perfectly resilient and beautiful soul. Thank you.
Thank you. And thank you so much. And I'm so sorry, Queen, that you went through what you went through. But you are so beautiful. Thank you so much. Yes, you're so strong. And I just wanted to introduce y'all to my brother. I ain't seen him in a minute. This is Anthony Anderson's brother. Yeah, Leo. And I ain't seen you in a long time. You want to say anything? I ain't put you on the spot, my bad. I put everybody in the spot.
Man, I don't even know where to begin right now. I've been through so much right now, man.
You always show with all his kids.
I got 13 of them. How y'all been? I see some familiar faces. Yeah. Her. My fiance said, that ain't Tawana right there. I'm on the bus. I said, man, it is Tawana. Man, I gotta get off the bus and, man, show my love, man. But at the end of the day, I gotta get up with y'all, man, because I was going through some things. I'm back out here right now. And yeah, they killed my brother. Plus, I'm going through an issue now with the Baltimore City Police Department. Yeah, pretty much. But I ain't gonna say too much, man, because I gotta get home right now. Oh, man. Oh, man. Yeah. How long y'all been coming up here? Y'all been up here for a minute? How you doing? How you doing? How you doing? So where you come from? I've been here for the longest time. When I say my uncle, he on. Oh man. So when that's here? He had to work. So yeah. Oh man. So this is kind of a blessing I came out here. I tell you I was on the bus. Yeah, but I was going through some stuff, but I'm gonna get information about these, right? Yeah. I love y'all, man. I love everybody. Yeah, I got a lot going on right now because I got a whole lot of issues with the police. There's a whole lot going on. They got me here and introduced me to Tawanda, and that's how I started knowing the West Wednesday because he met you first. So this is my uncle, y'all. This is my real uncle. I haven't seen him in so long. I love y'all, man. But yeah, they killed my brother. They broke his neck, right? Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. So I'm gonna get it back to y'all. Give him my phone number. I definitely will. Okay.
See, this is what West Wednesday is about. This is why, no matter what the weather is, even though we went online when the pandemic happened, right? But the organicness is being in the street, meeting beautiful souls, people getting off the bus. Like I haven't seen my brother in years. But I remember him being at the early West Wednesday with all of his children. This is what West Wednesday is about. So just respecting everybody's time. Do anybody want to say anything before we go to the sad list? Mic check.
Mic check. See the police over there? That's not community policing. That's surveillance. That ain't no different than what they doing over in Gaza. You know what I'm saying? That ain't no different what they doing over in Gaza and watching over what people are doing in the gathering. Because this is a non-violent. These people y'all ain't violent. I'm violent. Y'all ain't violent. Me, I throw rocks at these motherfuckers. I ain't scared of going to jail.
Mic check.
I check.
Yeah, Tawanda, I know that you say you're not anti-police, but I just want to say I am anti-police.
Me too.
And I want to build a world where we don't have police, where we don't need police, and where instead we have public safety, and we have communities that support people and communities that prevent violence. And so I'm just, I was gonna say when there were two of them over there, if police kept you safe, this would be the safest corner in America.
Yep.
I promise you, because we see them here by the dozen once a week. And so, police do not keep you safe. Community keeps you safe. And so, build community, stop police. Thank you.
Yes.
And the only reason why I say that I'm not anti-police because I do understand too that everybody have a job and they gotta feed their family. And just like we have good, we have bad and everything. And I don't want to hold good people accountable for bad people. That's just my heart. Everybody know that's just my heart. So, all right. So I'm gonna read our mission statement before we say a moment of silence, and then we're gonna uphold. We don't have a police brutality list this week. I apologize. But we had so many. I think, how many names did we read off last week?
60.
60 names last week within 2 weeks. 60. So we don't have a list tonight, but we do have a community violence list. So I'm going to read our mission statement. It is the mission of the West Coalition to work for accountability for Tyrone West and all the victims of police brutality. We believe that there is a connection between police brutality and community violence. Police can use de-escalation strategies to defuse situations without necessarily using force, and we encourage community members to resolve disputes without violence. We care deeply about those families impacted by police brutality and community violence. We seek to lift up the names of their loved ones from a place of respect and care. We obtain lists of names of those shot and killed by the police and those lost to community violence from national and local news outlets. We know that these are by no means exhaustive lists and that gun violence isn't the only way people are murdered. We do not obtain detailed information about the circumstances surrounding each of these deaths or the people who died. By reading these names, we are not condoning violent behavior on the part of anyone involved. The time now is 8:08. Let's take 2 minutes and we'll come back at 8:10 and we'll read the sad list, unfortunately. Mic check.
Mic check.
Thank you guys so much. Mic check.
Mic check.
So every week we read lists of people who have died by violence. We have a list that's not updated this week of people who've been killed in America by police violence, and then I read a list that is people who have been killed here in Baltimore, just homicides in Baltimore. And as Twan said, we read these names not to glorify the violence, but to remind ourselves why we're doing this, and to lift up these names and to lift up their loved ones. Each of these people had mothers, fathers, lovers, co-workers, dozens of people who looked to them and whose life they were part of, and all of that has been destroyed. And so I'm just going to read these names out, and if you could just echo them back, and you know, we can just do that. Sherman Anderson.
Sherman Anderson.
Levante Bishop.
Levante Bishop.
Garfield Red.
Garfield Red.
Janelle Desormeaux.
Janelle Desormeaux.
Moses McKnight.
Moses McKnight.
There are 5 other people who have died here in Baltimore in the past 2 weeks, and we don't have their names, but we will read them out as they become available. Thank you.
Thank you. And again, I want to thank each and every last one of you tonight. I want to close out with my beautiful sister Nicole singing something for us. And if Easy, where Easy at? Oh, he left already. Easy. I'm talking about not Easy. Oh, he gone already. Easy. All right. Well, I'm gonna bring my sister up so to close this out. Mic check.
Mic check.
This is a song that I had wrote a while back when my daughter was murdered, and I've been singing it quite a few times when I came out here to West Wednesday, and I just wanted to share it with all of you for the ones who have never heard it before. It's called He Blessed Me. He blessed me through all the pain, and He blessed me through all the When Jesus heard my story, He blessed me. I knew that He would. He blessed me. He understood. He blessed me. I knew that He would. So I'm asking, please hold my hand and bless me and every man. Take my hand and walk me through, 'cause I need you. I'm feeling so blue, but He blessed me with all this good. He blessed me. He understood. So, Jesus, please help me now. 'Cause Jesus, I don't know how, but He blessed me, so shine me high. 'Cause He blessed me, and I don't know why. Oh, forgive me, I got a cold, so my voice ain't where it need to be, but I did the best that I could. I love each and every last one of y'all. My check!
And so again, a big shout out to each and every last one of you. I came here today with tears and I'm leaving with a smile. Thank you. God bless you all. Love you all. Live to love to live. I love you all. See you guys next West Wednesday. Mic check.
Mic check.